Wasn't that some shit? Man, Lamont Roach did really good, man. Um, it's hard for me to say this, but man, he could have won that fight. I mean, the first half of the fight was relatively close. Um, and then, Tank started picking it up a little bit, like he does the ends of the rounds. He started like throwing some punches, landed some good shots. He busted open Roach's nose. But then when you thought like Tank was going to start taking over, this kid, Lamont, was, every time Tank would land something, it's like almost as if he was there too long and he got countered with maybe even 2, 3 better shots multiple times. I mean, it was like all night. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy right now. Very shocking. I wouldn't have been mad. And then the knee that he took, I thought it was because he didn't have his mouth guard in at first. And then it was because he said something was in his eye. Man, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm a big Tank fan. And I've always given him credit for his IQ in the ring. That was a low fucking lima bean IQ fucking moment for him. I want to see a rematch though. I think maybe Tank was sleeping on him a little bit. I'm not mad with the draw, but I wouldn't have been mad with Roach winning either. I thought they were going to still give it to Tank because he's the cash cow. And so I'm not mad at the draw because it was a good fight. I mean, there were moments that Tank had. He just wasn't as active. He's never as active as the other fighter for the most part. But Lamont Roach did a really good job, and he deserves a lot of credit. And I feel kind of bad for him because that wasn't scored as a knockdown. He would have got the win, and he would have just shook the whole boxing world. I mean, he already did with the draw, but for a W, and 90, I bet you most people are gonna say they think Roach won, and I can't really argue against it. But at the same time, a draw is a draw. It is what it is. You can't. I mean, there was worse calls throughout that night. I forget what fight it was, but they called it a win for somebody. Oh, the Sandor Martin. He won that fight, and they gave it to the other kid, Puelles or whatever. Bullshit, man. This happens at least every event in boxing. You see 1 or 2 terrible calls. Last time was Carlos Adames in the Bivol Better BF2 card. He destroyed fucking Hamza Shira, and they gave it a fucking draw. So, I mean, there's bad calls all the time, but let me